episode 11 of the HQ podcast. This is a pretty interesting episode. The person I've got on, as you can already see by the title, and it would already see in the shot and the frame, there's a lot of
Mystery.
That's what I was.
Mystery.
A lot of mystery towards this guest. We have BallBassJohn on, brother. How you doing, man?
Not too bad yourselves.
The good, bro.
Yeah,
good.
good,
Thanks for
bro,
joining
good.
us. Thanks for joining us. I'm keen to just get into it. And the first one, we already asked it when we were down there before we came in, but how did you get the name BallBassJohn?
Oh. So it all stems back from this meme ages ago, like probably 2016 type.
Yeah.
And it was, what they did is they got every single picture from the NBL baseball, like you know how they have one little picture when someone pops up. Got them, every single player, merged them all into one, and then they called that John Baseball.
John Baseball.
And I was like, fuck, that's cool. And then, one day I started like a troll Facebook account
Yeah.
where pretty much my whole thing was I was pretending to be an old man on Facebook, trying to understand like the new generation of memes, but like having no idea what I was on about.
This is
And
amazing.
that guy was called BallBassJohn.
True.
Yeah.
When was this?
Dude.
This one, it'd probably be, 2017, I'd say.
Right.
Dude,
And
that is not an answer I would ever expect of any rap name ever. That's amazing. Because like memes is like a bit of like an aspect to your art sort of
Yeah,
thing. Like you like that
100%,
meme culture
yeah.
sort of thing. That's sick, dude.
So was
What
that
an
like
answer.
did you have, like it was an account or was it a page on Facebook?
No, it was an account. And pretty
So,
much
like
it was,
people thought this was a dude.
yeah. Well, it was all based around the, there's like Mr. Meaty from Barnyard, you know, the
Yeah,
cartoon show?
yeah.
It was that old man. And that's what the pictures was, and I'd edit him doing stuff. There was one there where he was edited there and he like had a bong in his hand.
That is, I did not
Holy
expect that. What is your real name?
Angus.
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 Bro, because we, honest, the whole time we were just been like, oh yeah, John's coming on the pod. We just thought your name was John.
Yeah.
No doubt,
Yeah.
probably, when you meet people, are they think your name's actually John?
Yeah, a lot of the time.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
sometimes I'm like, do I actually say my real name or do I just keep it?
Okay.
Yeah,
As a
well, like
stage,
first
yeah.
time I met you, I think we were outside a venue. And you're just like,
Yeah.
"Hey, what's going on?" I'm like, "I think I know who you are." And you're like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, it's John, BallBassJohn," and like I knew Mud and all that, but
Yeah. Well, that's it. It's all, stage name.
100%.
Mm.
Like I think that's a big thing with artists. Like a lot of people don't know people's real names. Like
100%.
there's people that don't know my real name's Hayden.
Mm.
I think I'm actually called Hermit.
But it's kind of cool, I guess, to have that sort of like
I
the
like it.
split from the personal private life to like the artist creative
Yeah,
sort of things.
100%.
Yeah.
Like it's cool to have that sort of split. I guess I don't really have that because my nickname, like my artist name is my nickname and everyone already knows me by that. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like I don't have that alter ego sort of vibe. But you mentioning that, so that's how you got the name. But how did you get into like these hectic edits, the music? Like what was it like first starting off? Have you always been making music and you kind of went into
Yeah,
this or like
quite a
did that
while.
start?
So like ever since I was about like 11ish, and I had like the trial version of FL Studio.
Yeah,
It's pretty
right.
much just throwing samples in, throwing whatever in, and just trying to make something work.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
pretty
right.
much since then, and just practicing up until now.
Yeah. What led you to like FL Studio? What were you listening to, sort of thing that made you go? Because like a lot of people's first thing when they're young is like an instrument or something. So like,
Yeah.
what led you to go? I'm gonna download a DAW and start sampling shit.
Well, that's it. I never really went through the instrument phase. I had like 2 years in high school where I had the euphonium.
yeah.
But no, so I was absolutely obsessed with Skrillex
Yeah,
and like that dubstep scene. So it's
Mm.
like
yeah.
you can't make dubstep on a guitar.
Nah,
So I was like, I'll get a DAW and just try and start making it. Yeah,
And you're producing beats now, hey?
yeah.
You produced, I think, what tracks of yours have you produced that you've got released?
All of them except Mudshake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, mad. So you've
That's
been doing
dope.
that since pretty much you were 11 and still produce. Do you produce for like other artists as well?
Here and there I will. Yeah.
Yeah, sick.
And then if there's an artist I like, I've got like kind of a little catalog, and I'll be like, do you like any of these beats?
Mm.
And then if they fancy any of them, I'll still go back and like fix them up a bit because a lot of them are still need a bit of.
It was like your
Yeah.
demo stage. Like, is it worth polishing?
yeah.
Yeah, sick, bro, sick. What about the videos? How did you start that? The one thing that I wanted to know, what do you use to edit them on?
Oh,
I suppose you have heaps of different things, but
there's multiple stages depending on what effect it is and what I'm trying to go for. I'm pretty big into Blender, which is the 3D stuff, and then After Effects.
Yeah, okay.
And then how I got into it all was back in the day, like the Call of Duty edits with the quick scoping and like the quick shotting and that. Yeah. So I was like in a whole bunch of those clans where like I was the editor part of it because I wasn't as good as the actually going for the clips and that.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much where it all started.
It's a Call of Duty clans editing.
Yeah.
Sick,
And I
dude.
still use the same like 2012 program to edit the final clips together.
yeah. You can
Yeah.
see that. I've seen that even in, I think in Wii Sports, you had the ballista, the Black Ops 2 sniper, and I was like fucking oath. And was it more like, were you doing like those phase montagey ones, or was it more of the kind of meme aspect sort of editing with
It started off with the phase ones.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
then it always went into the meme stuff.
Yeah. No, that's so interesting, bro. And I think I watched one of your videos. I don't know if it was a promo one. So with some of it, you will like film the footage. There was like this shot you did and you pulled up in like the high ace.
Yeah.
So then you like film it and then obviously you put it into the editing program and make it look all. Yeah.
funky.
It's like the van like turns into rubber and your feet are doing all these like rubber claps and all that.
So that was me and my friends. We put our hands in the shoe and then recorded us walking with the shoe, and then I cropped it out and then put it over the like going against the ground.
Yeah. It's such a like a
Dude.
how long goes into like these clips like to edit them?
Well, something like that because it's only like a bit of a promo. It can be like about a day ish.
Yeah.
But it also depends on what I'm going for. Like the Wii Sports video took ages because I had to record myself, cut myself out, put me into the 3D space, and then once I've done rendering in the 3D space, I'd put it back into After Effects and then do the other bits and bobs to it.
Hectic. So you're like filming your stuff with green screens or?
Nah,
No, you're just standing in a
There's
bedroom.
like rotoscoping, yeah. I need to get a green screen eventually, but at the moment, I'm just,
Oh man, the DIY is definitely working for you. Was there any like sort of music videos that you were looking at that made you want to adapt that sort of art, or you just like you were on your trajectory with your art and you're like, fuck it, I'm just doing this?
What really did it for me was there's this American rapper, Che, C-H-E.
Yeah.
And one of the directors that did one of his video, Noah So Cold, had that kind of memey style.
Yeah.
And then the video is called Pizza Time. And that one went nuts. And that's what kind of sparked me where I was like, well, I can do this kind of video stuff. If he's doing that kind of stuff and it's going, people like it and, it's more that it was getting accepted.
Yeah.
It's like, you do a whole bunch of memey stuff, people might not take it like as seriously.
For sure.
But then, I think that music video won the, I can't remember, there's like this underground rapper page. And it won like music video of the year for like the underground scene.
Yeah, sick.
That's so cool.
That was a kind of question that I had with that sort of like niche audience that you have, and I guess around the topic of people not taking it as serious. How have you found it making that sort of music and producing these sort of film clips in like Tasmania, where the scene, there's like, I feel it's very niche, like what you're doing, and I don't think a lot of other people are kind of doing it here. Have you tapped in with a lot of the community here more, or do you think like elsewhere, like the mainland in Melbourne or like over like America? Like,
I've tried a bit here. There's some good fucking artists here, like you guys, and Scanul and that. And I think, but I have been, because I'm moving to Melbourne, start of May.
Yeah.
Do uni and that.
Yeah, okay.
Like audio engineering. So I've kind of started focusing, trying to move my stuff over there, and I've made a lot of connections over there.
Yeah.
You did a show there the other week, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So who was that with?
Oh,
What was it for? There was like heaps of different artists. A few lads
there
that I
was
knew.
heaps of guys. I was lucky enough because I know one of the people who do the filming for a lot of those guys.
Yeah, cool.
And that's how, kind of got into contact with it. And and then as soon, because they kind of were looking for people, and I was just like, oh, if you got a spot, I'll hop along. And they're like, oh, Wii Sports live. And I'm like,
Wii Sports live. Yes.
And it's been good.
No, that is sick. And yeah, you have definitely built like a mad kind of like niche, like and a following as well. Like I remember when I first kind of saw your stuff popping back up a while ago. And then you really started popping off with people like being like, this is sick. I think there's also an element of like nostalgia with your videos that you don't see anymore. Like when I watch it, I'm like, fuck.
It has some of those things that like, I think I was talking to you about it the other night where your videos take you to like remind you of something like that you haven't thought of in a minute. Like, you know, when we were walking up in here, I was like, yeah, when you jumped out of the TARDIS, like I was a mad Doctor Who nerd, or like the start of the video where the Death Star blows up a BallBassJohn planet and, you know, shit like that. Or, you know, I haven't fucking thought about a Nintendo Wii in so long till Wii Sports came out. So it does take you to those places like, this motherfucker, like, what's he going to pull out next?
Yeah. I always like chucking those little niche references in and those little like Easter eggs.
Yeah.
'Cause, I feel like it connects, you know, with the community a bit more because then they kind of go, oh yeah, he's liking that stuff and I like that stuff. And he, you know, cool guy.
Hell
I feel
yeah.
like it's that like dopamine hit of like, especially if you can't figure it out at first and then you, because humans love puzzles. They love figuring out puzzles. So I think it's just kind of that like, where's that from? And then once you click it, you're like, oh, snap.
Yeah.
Kind of helps you remember the video more because then you're like, oh, yeah.
100%, dude. It does. And that's something that even like the bits and pieces that I've watched, like I remember it. It's like the ballista thing. And that's only like in there for 2 seconds, you know what I mean? And then obviously we went through them before you come up and watch the videos, but they are really like their own sort of steez. And I think that's something that you'll be able to utilize to push through because such a saturated market now, just as an artist. But when you have like this niche that you have, a lot of people are on that steez and it's working and it's sick. Yeah. Yeah.
It's like a mystery that I said to you when you rocked up. I don't know what it is, but I'm so invested in it. Like, I didn't realize you were in Tassie when I first came across you.
True.
Like, because you were popping up for a while on my Instagram and you'd started liking my stuff and you'd, you know, interact with me. And I was like, yeah, this guy's fucking cool. Where the fuck is he from? Like, this is fucking niche as fuck. And then you hit us up to do an open mic. I'm like, is this guy like on holiday? Like, just a fucking go. And then, like I knew your homies. It was like fucking, it's very different to down here stuff. But I think it will create a pathway because anyone that seems to do something a bit different will lead that down. Like how you got inspired to do your videos. Yeah. You went, 100%. Oh, hang on. Like my interests are actually cool. Sick. It's very interesting.
With your with the video, seeing as though we're kind of on that sort of topic, are you when you're writing a song, or do you think of like a video or an edit first or a song? What's your step by step, somewhat of a process to how you kind of creatively output your music?
It'll pretty much start off with a beat always. There'll be sometimes I'll think of a little hook or a little line, and I've just got a notepad full of just 2 bars that and I kind of just something to start. But a lot of it starts, with the beat, working on that. But, even as early as the beat, I'll be thinking about the video already.
Yeah, I was going to ask.
Certain sounds, certain delays, certain effects, I'll be thinking about how can I showcase that in a video, like how do they respond,
And you're doing, like, now pretty much everything, hey, from your audio and, like, the mixing and stuff to the recording, the visuals, filming, like a one-man army sort of steez is what you're on.
I think the only thing I'm really lacking with that I'm trying to improve is just the mixing and mastering side. Yeah. And I'm going to uni to do that. So hopefully, they'll be able to step that up. Because at the moment I try to mix all my stuff as much as I can. But I still got my friend Iris. I'll still send him stuff. Like I'll mix it as to what I like because how I like my effects and that. Then he just kind of does the last bit of mastering and like makes it sound a bit cleaner and
nice, dude.
And I think alongside that, doing everything else yourself, you direct and edit stuff for other people. Hey, are you doing that like kind of full time vibe or just here and there on the side? Like,
well, I still got the job I'm doing normally. But definitely doing that on the side and getting a lot better at it. Because it's something I haven't touched before, doing commission work and that. But easily, like, I've started getting some bigger names. There was this one lady in America, and, like, I did this edit for her, and that kind of blew up a bit. So that was pretty dope.
Yeah, I saw you sharing some stuff with some American people recently. Yeah. That was, like, some stuff with pricing stuff.
I was having some beef.
Having some beef with some, like, artists over in America. Like,
It wasn't even the artist. It was like the director and that.
Oh right, yeah. The director was fucking around.
Because it sucked directing that. Not do it. It sucked editing that video.
Yeah,
Because that director, he didn't know how to blow his nose.
yeah.
So he's there filming this girl. She's singing a song, and then you just hear like he's fucking snorting up.
Fuck, that's funny.
And he kept doing it. I'm just like, dude, grab a tissue or something, just get it out, man. I'm sick of hearing it.
And you've just had to hear that in the background just as you're trying to edit away. You're like, fuck, dude. I suppose you would, hey, because you'd be syncing up the audio to the.
And you got to play back over and over.
Oh, bro,
You think of like those
painful.
little like half second, 1 second cutscene sort of thing, like those quick chops that you do in videos, and you just hear like.
Oh, that's jokes, bro. That's a joke. Yeah, I've seen you've done a few. Like I saw one. This chick that keeps popping up on my Insta.
It's that brat chick, I bet.
Yeah,
Yeah, she
yeah.
pops up everywhere.
Oh,
She's,
did one.
she's
yeah.
ill,
How
bro.
did that come together? Like, what was the go with that?
So it's actually my homies from the Gold Coast. They did a song with her, and because my close friends, Jordan Knight and Onfray, and so they did the song. I was like, let me do an edit.
Yeah.
'Cause it's also good exposure because Brat's kind of blowing up as
yeah,
he is.
yeah.
I was just like, let me hop on this and get the edit done. And that came out super dope.
Yeah.
You had the
GTA.
gunshots to like the beat as
Yeah.
well. It was hard. It was.
That all
fucking-
comes back to that Call of Duty editing back in
Yeah,
the day.
true.
Yeah.
True. It's cool how you've kind of transferred so much of that early experience and skill from that to that. And that's definitely something that when I was like young, man, like, 12, 13, 14, like I was heavily into that sort of stuff. Like all the COD edits, the phase stuff and the montage with like Skrillex blasting in the background. And there's even those like songs that you hear now from back then, even like those early rap. Oh, I can't remember what they were called. But FaZe used to do heaps of stuff with them. But I used to listen to them so much. I think that was like my first sort of rapper listener was through the COD sort of stuff. Yeah, it's cool how you kind of transfer it over. That's mad, bro.
100%, yeah.
I think we wanted to get up Wii Sports on my phone and have you break down some of the things as we kind of and in the video version we'll chuck up the clip as well so the people watching can kind of
be like a big.
can view it.
Because big square that pops out.
Boom, pop that shit up, man.
And
Yeah.
Dane, please. do
So
it.
how long did that take this video? How long did that take to edit?
Oh, it was because at the time I was working full time.
Yeah,
Mm.
okay.
So pretty much I had about 2 hours each day after work where I'd be actually motivated to work on it.
Mm.
So it took probably nearly 3 months to get done.
Hectic, man. That's like 2 hours every day for 3 months. That's fucking
Yeah.
while working full time. That's a lot of work.
You know what I do need to get in here? Bro, this shit, I was on this before this. The opening screen, you've got Only John's Forecast Channel, A Current Affair, X Videos, FL Studios. What's that one? I couldn't.
That's Dress to Impress.
What is that?
It's like a Roblox game. But if you look really closely, it's Brat.
Oh, true. You've edited it. You've got Grinder, Little Bill, and Centerlink.
Yeah.
Who is the dude? Is it just a random cook cunt?
Which one's that?
The guy in the Centerlink thing there?
No, he's the one who won. Do you remember like Housos and that?
Yeah.
And Frankie did that show. It's like looking for Australia's biggest bogan.
Wait,
That's
the winner
the
of
one-
Bogan. Is that
Yeah.
Gilbert?
Yeah,
I'm mates with Gilbert, bro. Yeah,
he's just over fucking.
that's my mate Gilbert, bro.
No way.
It all comes together.
Right.
Dude,
Full
what's
Because
up?
circle.
I was thinking of who could I put there, and I thought of bogan. I'm like, yeah, that's gonna be perfect.
I need to examine this closer.
Bro, look at that. We've got it up. It'll be on the screen as well, so people watching can see it. It's jokes. It's so good. It's so good.
There you go, little niche references everywhere.
And it's so I think with this,
good.
like when I seen it, the comments and stuff on like socials, people were like, oh, the Wii, like everyone remembers
Yeah.
from playing that shit when we were young,
Yeah,
Wii
yeah.
boxing, you had the doing cone for cone with
Yeah,
what's his name? He's like
Matt.
yeah, and he's like
Yeah.
he's the don of the box. He's the last guy you face, and he's like unbeatable sometimes. You got to like give it a
Yeah,
good
so I was like,
crack.
I gotta chuck him in there for the cone part.
All right, we got to play this shit.
Yeah,
Can you say well enough?
Boom.
Yeah, cool.
I love this video, man.
Yeah, and just all the little things, like even back there, how
The
you've edited
tiny
in
details.
the title. So obviously,
BallBassJohn, yeah.
how did you edit that entire screen bit there yourself, or did you kind of get like a screenshot of the?
It was a screenshot of the title, and then I like just got out the original Nintendo logo and then put my name in as the Nintendo logo.
Yeah.
And then it was just kind of animating it with the content that we're feeling Photoshop to like compress it and
Yeah, so
just
there's
make it
even
look interesting so it isn't so just static.
yeah, it's not just like a 2D sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you do that really well with your sort of stuff. Straight in.
Yeah.
And with that, you're just filming that with your camera, those
Yeah,
shots like in.
That's just my phone.
Oh, for
set
real?
up,
Just
yeah.
your phone?
Just my phone, yeah.
True. And then I guess with the, how do you cut out the background? Do you do that manually, like
There's
yourself?
in After Effects, I got one of the tools which is rotoscoping, which is pretty much you just kind of draw on the person that or like object you want to rotoscope out, and the computer will pretty much guess what it is. You still have to go back and like touch it up at certain points, but it's much quicker than trying to manually mask each frame.
Yeah, that would take days, bro.
And then there's the to get into 3D, it goes through another program which uses AI to like generate like 3D maps. So one of them is a depth map, which actually gives it, because if you just put it straight into the 3D space, you're going to be 2D. But then this generative map will actually give it geometry, so it's actually popping out as a 3D object.
Cool.
Yeah.
And who is that dude?
I think
Like off South Park or some
it
shit?
was meant to be maybe as like a me character, yeah.
And that shot, that shot of you sitting on your nose
Yeah.
in the baseball stadium.
And then my big head. Yeah. And that one with the cup there,
Yeah, I've only just noticed that now, actually.
because I sampled Death Grips in the song.
Yeah,
with
yeah.
That
Yeah,
And I've kind of kept
yeah.
that because I don't like doing ad libs very much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They feel like so you just that's cool.
Yeah. So then I put him in the cup there as well because I'm like, I sampled Death Grips in the
There's
audio. I'll put him in the video as well. And the
Matt.
guy. Dude, that clip went viral on the Insta.
Yeah.
That blew.
You win. It's so good.
Yeah.
Wait, is that even like little Easter eggs in the background there? Have you put your like name on that banner?
Of course he has.
Did you?
Which one's that?
Oh no, it says baseball rules. I thought it said
Yeah.
like BallBassJohn. I was like, fuck, you gone Easter eggy on this shit.
Yeah, that part there where like I got the Morgans in my cup and I got like the Morgan dispenser like
Yeah,
on the side there. Yeah.
I never noticed that bit.
Bro,
How did you go? What was the process of editing this scene?
So I actually used the like the physics from Gary's mod,
Oh yeah.
like the ragdoll physics, and it was funny on the workshop where I got the model for the lady for that part. It specifically said, "Please do not make her do any rude things."
You just going to town on her.
And just ragdolling.
Matt, everything. BallBassJohn.
That's what I'm like. Yes, I'm writing my own.
Oh, this is
Were you
great.
actually like fully nude in those shots?
No, because how I was tracking it, the program, it doesn't like if you actually nude.
Ah, for real.
Okay.
So I had like a little sock over it and I uploaded that and then just in post made it look nude.
Oh, that's too good.
Man, I love these little extra efforts that you go to do stuff like the hands in the shoes to make the noises, like sock over cork. You're filming on your phone, like it's very innovative, dude.
We're like with that, we're obviously in the name of the track, but where else do you find inspiration for this sort of stuff? You said before from that guy in America, but where else? Like, how do you come up with some of those things? Is it just on the fly or?
Yeah, I think it's kind of my brain as well. It's always thinking of some ideas. I've got
Yeah.
a notepad full of ideas, and and then if I do get an idea, I'm thinking about how would I go about doing it? Would I do this? And then I'm like, no, that probably wouldn't work. Would I do it this way? No, it wouldn't work. And
What are the challenges that you faced on filming that one? Like things that like, is there anything that you wanted to do, but were you just like, oh, that doesn't quite fit in, or it's all very themed, that clip and stuff. But
I was pretty fortunate. I was able to do everything I wanted to in it. But yeah, I think there's only been a couple of times. I always try and figure out how to get an end result with an idea. I don't think it's not very often I won't scrap something. So I'll be like, I'll do it to the best of my abilities, and then later on I might think about, I could have done that better. But then it's all a learning experience from that point.
And you see that with, before you came up, I watched your first clip that you got on YouTube compared to your most recent one.
Yeah.
And those two, way different to each other.
100%.
Way different. Like you've gone like way more into the 3D sort of effects and that sort of style, where at the start it wasn't as much. And would you just say that's simply from just kind of like learning and growing as you're doing it?
100%.
Yeah. But do you ever like watch tutorials for this stuff? Like where do you learn?
I think that's pretty much where it all started with the COD editing. And ever since then, it's always, just learning new tricks and thinking about like, if I do learn a new technique, because there's one way of doing it, and then I'm like, what else can I use this for to get different outputs?
Did you do any of it at school, or was it all self-taught?
I did like the classes at school, but they didn't really teach me too much.
Yeah.
That I wasn't already learning. I think they offered tools that helped.
Yeah.
So like when I went to EC, they had the Wacom tablets, which really helped with the digital art stuff I was doing.
Sick.
But yeah, and information's anywhere now. You can be scrolling and they've got tutorials. I just got a folder full of tutorials. I'm like, oh, that's a cool effect. I'll save that for later.
That's sick, man.
So like, yeah, I think it'd be cool to talk about the sort of niche that you're in, and I guess like the community around it. How has like that been? I guess through like you posting stuff on social media, you've like linked in with other people. What do you think? Because there is like a real like kind of like what I've seen anyway, like a real cult following community type vibe to the music. Like how has that been kind of been in that scene?
No, it's been good. It feels overwhelming, and I feel very grateful that people are enjoying the stuff I'm putting out. And that's definitely such a nice push to have. And yeah, and anytime I always try and reply to every comment as well. So I think there's only like maybe 10 or so comments I've never replied to. And then every DM I get, I'll try and reply to, because sometimes I'll be like, oh, that Wii Sports video, that was fucking sick. But then sometimes I'll be like, how did you do this? And I'll try and explain it to my best abilities. I'll normally send them a YouTube link as well and be just follow this and you'll get the same kind of like output. I think that way, that builds community as well.
It does, because you're not gatekeeping there. A lot of people will do that. They're kind of like, I've spent so long
trying to develop
doing something. And it's like, especially if it's something you don't know, it's like, who are you then to just... But I think, that sort of approach actually works as a positive. And
100%.
Oh, man, sharing only develops people more. Like, because then they might be able to use that skill and figure something out that you didn't. And they can give that back to you.
That's happened before, They've shown me in a way. And then I've seen how they've done it. I'm like, how'd you do it that way? And they showed me. I'm like,
That's fucking cool.
Like
there you go.
My Japanese friend, when I put out, I think I had like this Gary's mod video, and he's driving off in the car, and I got the rope on my leg, and then I get taken off and whatnot. And he messaged me. He's like, oh, how'd you do that? And I showed him. And then, like a couple hours later, he showed me what he did. And it was that kind of cool being like, he followed along and did it himself. And then he had the weird wacko effect at the end. I'm like, whoa, how'd you do that then?
Yeah. That'd be cool. You could probably even branch out and start doing kind of tutorial breakdowns alongside.
I've been thinking of that,
Yeah, because I reckon it would go off.
Oh, dude, it would.
Yeah, it's definitely been on my mind just because I think it's that extra layer of content. It's also that extra layer of being like sharing and like being vulnerable with your audience as well.
Yeah.
That's super cool, man.
So like outside of all the videos, the music and everything, what else are you involved in? The one thing that I wanted to mention that Scaniel told me, and I was like, what? how the fuck does that work? Not that I think it was just knowing you for BallBassJohn.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was like, oh, you were like in the army or like something like
Yeah.
that. What was the go there?
So pretty much in year 12, I had no idea what I wanted to do. Absolutely no clue at all. And I was just like, and then there was this one teacher, I think it might have been a substitute teacher in high school. He's like, oh, I did the ATF gap year. And then that was in like year 9. And then I was just kind of like, well, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll go do that. So then I did all my stuff throughout year 11 and 12 and put the process in. So pretty much I finished year 12. And then a month later, I was at Kapuka doing basic training.
Yeah, where's Kapuka? Where is that?
That's Wagga Wagga in New South Wales.
Yeah, true.
So did you grow up in Tassie?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you moved up there.
But yeah, it was because I finished year 12 in 2019. So when I went over to do my army stuff, it was during COVID.
Oh, true.
So I never got to experience the lockdown.
Yeah.
But it was, so odd going in at the start of the year, basic training, you're pretty much locked in there for 3 months. Coming out and the world was completely bloody different.
That would be a spin out.
We only got like weekly updates because they weren't telling us anything.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That'd be great.
How long were you in the army for, sort of thing?
So I did about 2 years full time. And then I was like, I want to come back down to Tassie because they put me up in Darwin.
Yeah.
So I was up there for a bit. And it's a good spot if you love, you're camping and fishing and hunting.
Yeah.
I'm not that guy entirely.
Mm.
Yeah. Homesick, missing mum,
Yeah.
So I came back
bro.
down here and then I did reserves for 2 years. And that was pretty much just doing, because I wasn't doing any other jobs. I was doing multiple days instead of just the weekly stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, that's sick. That's interesting. So were you ever like, you didn't ever, what do they call it? Where you go out to like, yeah.
No, I never got to go overseas. But I got to go like do some stuff in Queensland and that. There was this one exercise on Talisman Sabre in 23. And yeah, we got to see like this demolition because it's all the countries coming together in Queensland to do warfighter stuff.
Yeah.
But they had like this showcase of everyone's equipment. It was pretty much just like who's got the biggest dick competition.
Who's got the most guns? And
yeah. And pretty much there was this massive mountain feature like about probably 20 Ks away. And everyone just, set up and they got the planes and they were just bombing the fuck out of it. They had the artillery there, they were throwing shit at them.
Just everything.
Because it was just everyone just showing off what they got.
Yeah, that's hectic.
And yeah, that was nuts.
And that was like
crazy.
Like all different armies around the world. Like
so,
what?
yeah, you had like Americans, Canadians, Singapore were there, Japan, Koreans, the French.
All the fellas.
Yeah, everyone was
All
there.
the fellas just letting you know if shit kicks off, this is what I'm bringing, motherfucker. And this is what I'm willing to show you.
So you still like involved in that sort of like in the army or anything anymore?
No, not anymore.
Yeah.
Were you doing music at all while you're in the army, or that was like you left and then music?
It was pretty much, just I left because when I finished doing my army stuff, I was like doing logistics contracting for defense. So I was still technically defense, but I was in high vis stuff.
Yeah.
And that's kind of when I started doing the music stuff because that was the first time it felt like a real job. And then I was like, fuck, I don't want to be doing this. And all the practice I had with music and videos, I was like, all right, I'm putting stuff out. And that's when I put out Mudshake and that's when I put out John Wick. So I'm like, I got to give this a go because I don't want to get to like 40 years old and be like, fuck, I never gave it a crack. So now I'm just full sending it. And
that's awesome, man.
So it was definitely something that was, as you were still trying to figure out like, oh, what I want to do is something on your mind. You're like, oh, I kind of have this creative interest and I want to pursue it. And
100%.
Yeah. What was, you kind of mentioned there before that the shift was when you got back from the army and it wasn't as hectic and you're not as kind of like, I guess, like isolated and shit from the rest of the world. You got back, and had a realization that you had a normal job, like, fuck this. Like, what kind of then continued to motivate you through that change? Because it's obviously pretty daunting when you start just like putting out music and you're just like, you know.
Most of what I was scared about.
Yeah.
I had no clue how to do it. And especially that stage, it's all trial and error. What works, what doesn't. I definitely knew I had to take the social media path because that's kind of what every artist has to do now to push it. But the first post that kind of blew up a bit and started gaining a bit of attention was a couple of weeks after Mudshake, I had this idea for a post. And it was pretty much, because in the Mudshake video, we're there down at the Moon Art Centre on that little statue with the little car and the
little
tiles.
car, yeah.
And pretty much I made this edit where we like pretended to take the heads off it and then made like a fake pulse. Like,
Oh yeah, I
pose.
saw that. Yeah,
And like local rappers take off heads of, and that got a right in like the local circle. That blew up a little bit.
yeah.
That's sick. I do remember that post, yeah. My first one that I saw you going around was the John Wick
Yeah.
clip, like the first little reel that was going on around that.
Bro, we watched that before. It's just like a sesh.
Yeah.
Is that the one where just everyone's
But
like,
that's, yeah, like fucking the rum and the kind of song. Sick.
I think it was over 2 sessions. We had like a chill one and then we had like a little house party.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
just the clips put together.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
It
so
is
good.
cool, man. It's definitely like built. Yeah, like you're saying, it's a question that I had was when you first started putting out music, obviously, like how did the people that were real close to you kind of react? What do they kind of think? Like, what do your family, what do they kind of think about the music? And because obviously it's such a niche thing. Like if you had like, I don't know, older person in your family that has no idea what the fuck like Wii Sports or anything is, they'll be like, what is this shit? Like how's the reactions been from people like that?
I've been pretty supportive.
Yeah.
with Mum and Dad, because Dad's always been a bit of a tripper snipper, so he likes it. Mum wasn't a fan of the language content within the songs, but it's grown on her, yeah. And then pretty much all my friends and that, they've known me for a long time, and they've always known I've put out little bits of music here and there. Not like officially put it out, but just like a lot of them were just kind of shit posts.
Yeah.
So they knew I had the kind of talent there.
Did the original BallBassJohn Facebook page ever put out an old timer song?
No, they never got to put out music.
Do you still have access to it?
No, they got banned.
We're gonna. Do you have the photo of the the?
I could probably.
See if you can dig it out of the archive because I'd love to put it in to kind of add more.
I'll see
to
if
the
I
story.
can go through and get one out. If you got the picture of the guy from Barnyard, Mr. Meaty, that's pretty much it. Because that's what I put up as my original profile picture on when I started doing the BallBassJohn. It was him.
Yeah.
And I did like the little edit with the ski mask and
Yeah.
had the rum in his can and
All right, yeah. Well, if we can't get a screenshot, we'll just create another one.
yeah.
Bring back him.
Another thing as well, you mentioned I was asking you questions, and that's the thing. Like when you're doing a podcast with someone, I guess it's a part of it. Like I feel even you as a creative, like you're very like mysterious in the way of like when you're putting yourself out on social media, it's still just like I think there's like that alter ego sort of thing where it's like this is BallBassJohn, but who is Angus?
Yeah.
But you said that you ran a YouTube channel back in the day or something that had like 100. What was this channel? Like what were you doing on here?
So pretty much my close friend at the time, Sam Cram, and he ran this GTA channel. It was pretty much all he was doing was just showing how you made like money glitches and like little exploits and stuff. But a lot of his stuff he was doing was legit. And I was like, oh, this is kind of a good idea. And he was making some good money off it. I'm like, damn, okay. So I'm like, I'll give this a go. But the thing is, I had like all the editing skills and that. And I'm just like, what if I just full send with like fake stuff? So pretty much I learned how the algorithm worked on YouTube. And it was all based around watch time. So pretty much I'd make these bogus ass videos on how to get like the ones that did the best were like you'd get a random street car, take it to the garage, but if you do some shit to it, you'll sell it for like 10 million. And I was like, all right. So I did that, made it all the edits, started putting them out, and they were blowing up.
So you were just like tricking cunts into like fake hacks into GTA.
10-minute video, 8 ads.
10-minute video.
Bro,
Exploiting the
BallBass
system.
is like the meme lord. Holy shit.
What would the comments be in these videos? Were they like, I tried this, didn't work?
A lot of them were, but I've figured out a way around that because like I'd have like the intro and I'd be like, thanks for reaching 50,000 subscribers to celebrate. I'm doing a gift card giveaway. And I'd be like, oh, make sure to like the video, comment something. And then a lot of the kids and that would be commenting good stuff because they want to win the gift card. They subscribe. But the thing that really ticked it over was because I was like, all right, they need to watch the video. Like that's how YouTube will put it. So one of the steps, I said to him, I was like, you have to watch the whole video, every single minute. Otherwise, you won't be put into the giveaway. Oh no, you haven't been put into the giveaway. So then the watch time went up, and then they
For
just
real?
started skyrocketing. Yeah.
That's
Pretty
crazy.
much, I guess these kids were just leaving the video going.
This
Yeah,
dude is
right.
like the Jordan Belfort of fucking Call of Duty and GTA videos.
Are they still up now?
They're privated, but yeah, I've still got them. I can
bro.
send one through.
Bro,
and-
you
yeah.
should. You should. You need to send one through. I'll link
Fuck.
that in the bloody.
But yeah, that got to like 110k subscribers because I started doing like Fortnite and that as well.
Yeah,
and
true.
How to get free V-Bucks.
to get free.
And it'd be like some dumb shit. You like go pickaxe this tree down at this location. Then you got to go travel across the map and shoot this wall with a scar from a chest. If you don't have the scar, the chest glitch won't work. Stuff like that.
And people like actually like, I guess it'd be aimed like the audience would just be very like, kind of gullible. Like
yeah, they
people
would have
that-
been younger. And I like, there's a side of it that's like kind of feel bad, but like, you're not taking any money from them.
Yeah. It's not doing anything.
I feel
at
like
all,
it's
really.
a canon event for every kid to be like, oh, this is gonna work, and then it doesn't.
Yeah, that's nuts. And you were like, it was actually raking
hilarious.
in.
Yeah.
So why'd you stop? What kind of?
So it was pretty much, I had the Russian YouTube mafia after me pretty much.
Really?
Yeah, because the copyright system at that time was really shocking.
Mm.
So pretty much you could just take down any video for any reason, just
Yeah,
if you were
yeah.
a copyright claimer. So I actually had my friend running the channel while I was still in the army because I couldn't do it as much. So I had him running it, and pretty much he messages me one day. He's like, dude, you got to check this out. And it's this email, and they've taken down like 2 of the videos, and you get 3 strikes on YouTube, and then your stuff gets deleted.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're like, look, we've taken down 2 of your videos. We've got like full control of this. YouTube's not saying nothing. If you don't pay us, I think it was like $6,000 or so in Bitcoin, and send it to this wallet address, we'll do the last strike, and then your channel's going to be deleted. They were like, you have 48 hours to send it through. And then I like talked to a couple, the other people who I knew they were doing YouTube, and they're like, yeah, they just paid them. But because they know you pay them, they're just going to keep coming back.
Yeah.
So I was just like, you know what? Just full shut it down. Privated every single video so they couldn't take anything else down. So at least, you know, they didn't win, but also I didn't win. So they kind of slowed down.
So
from there.
who would that be? So are they like above YouTube in a sense?
No, so pretty much they would try to impersonate like Rockstar or something.
Yeah.
So they'd pretend to be Rockstar. Because in the claim, it tells you who it is.
Yeah.
It was like Rockstar Games, for whatever reason. But then they would send the email privately because you'd have your little email in the YouTube link for
Yeah,
like
yeah.
sponsors and that.
Mm.
And yeah, that's pretty much how they got me. And then I started doing it again like a year or so later, but it just wasn't working as much. I think people moved on. Short form content
Yeah.
keeps the kids
sure.
engaged. And it's
Yeah, that's the key now. And I think, yeah, it is. It just shows how everything's shifting. I was even saying to a friend, I was like, I remember when Reels and stuff like first came out. And like all this short form stuff. And this was like probably, I don't know, it wasn't that long ago. 4 or 5 years ago.
I remember it was first started short form content was about 2012, 2013. So like over 10 years ago when Vine came out. When
Ah, yeah,
because, like,
true. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm born 97, so it was like when I was like in year 8, 9, I remember Vine first started popping. But it didn't really go much further than like a year's worth of popularity. No one really clicked on, you know what I mean? Like people were still very
it down.
Yeah, dude. And like people were still invested in the longer stuff for still a long while. There was just like all these small little trends that will pop up of short form content. It was really only until TikTok that like it dominated everything. Like people, it still wasn't uncommon for people to put up a 3-minute video on Instagram if you're an artist trying to like you would put like your behind the scenes videos. People put whole music videos on Instagram and shit. Now it's like so much smarter to post 20 seconds every day for 30 days.
Have you been using TikTok?
Oh, I've tried. They don't like pushing my stuff.
Yeah, right.
Because I've tried a couple different accounts, but it's one I tried recently because I'm like, all right, I'm going to give it a go again. And it just sat on 0 views. So
Really?
They weren't even pushing it. So I was just kind of like, I've given it a go, but
Yeah, that's interesting.
It's because I don't use TikTok normally, so I think that might be something.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
kind of see it as a fresh account.
Yeah, from what I've seen, heard about TikTok, that would seem pretty valid. Like,
Yeah.
if you're not using it other than to just like gain, it
Yeah, I
won't
get
go
enough
too much
brain rot
further.
from Instagram.
I don't even.
Yeah.
I've done a bit of sort of stuff here and there on TikTok, and
Are you
some
one
things
of the-
can go off. Like, and when it does, I feel like people engage. Like if it's a track or something, but then you can kind of get stuck on this just like 300-400 view mark, and it's just
Yeah.
kind of the same stuff. It's not really getting pushed that much. It's
Mm.
really hard to like, and I guess you've no doubt done it as well a fair bit. We're trying to predict the algorithm as well, and trying to like, you might like edit something like, yeah, it's gonna pop off. It doesn't, you know?
And then there'll be some stuff that it would just go without.
I
Yeah.
found the stuff that like I really don't want. Like I genuinely don't want to get as much looks, but I'm just putting it out there for the fuck of it. Gets more views. Like if I post something really stupid on my story, and not even like really stupid in the sense like it's viral stupid. It's just like something that is so meaningless. Like it's you and I having dinner together or some shit. I'll take a photo of our plates because they looked good. Triples like a music post.
Yeah.
Why do people care about my duck curry and not my fresh track? Like, what the hell is that? But no, things just happen sometimes. Things go certain ways.
Mm.
Yeah.
And I guess it was like what people invest in to look at that might pop up more as well. Like maybe my followers are more into looking at the normal life stuff. So my stories pop up more when I'm posting
Yeah.
boring
Do you ever
shit.
think you tap into that sort of like style, like doing more like, I don't know, just like a day-to-day vlog sort of or anything like that? I think it could kind of go well.
See, I've always wanted to do something like a day in the life, but because of how I am, I just make it really stupid, and it'd be more of a gag than an
Yeah,
actual-
yeah.
Like I had this one idea where I'm like, I was gonna do something where it's like day in the life of like Tasmania's best rapper, but then as I say that, there's like a poll that pops up. Then it says a 100%, but then also it says 1 vote. So we have a whole bunch of other Aussie rappers, like Tassie rappers there that don't have any votes, but it's only because I've only voted for myself. And the polls on like BallBassJohn.com or something
Bro,
like
you
that.
should do that. That
Yeah.
would be jokes.
No,
and if
I
it's
think
just a
that'd be
piss take.
great because it'd be like that day in the live content, but there's still the mystery of who the fuck is John. What the hell is
'Cause
going
I've got
on?
like the high ace fan. I was gonna be like, my job was like kidnapping kids or something. I don't know.
Bro, do you have a high ace?
Yeah,
I got a high ace as well,
yeah.
man.
Yeah, they go hard, man.
What sort of high ace is it?
Um,
Is it 2016 one?
no, I think it's a bit earlier than
Oh,
that.
it looks like mine. Was it the one that you used in that video?
Yeah,
Yeah, it honestly looks very much
It
similar.
looks
Bro,
very
high
similar.
ace gang finally found someone else with a fucking van. The amount of shit that I get from it with all
Nah,
my mates,
I
they're
love
like,
my high ace.
bro, they're so
Yeah.
good. Aren't
I
they?
love that van purely for renovations.
So what's like next on? Obviously, you got the day in the life. Have you got like projects, EP, album stuff? Like you said, you're going to Melbourne. That's
Yeah.
a big shift. Like, what's kind of next on the radar for you? Do you think?
I'm definitely trying to tap into a bit more like serious music as well, because I think I love being like joking, jolly, and like, you know, it's always fun to talk about money, sex, and drugs and that.
Mm.
It's
Yeah.
always good fun, but I think definitely. Like I have this one song I'm working on with this artist from Sydney, Cherry Ripe, and pretty much it's all gonna be kind of based around, I guess. I know, because like I was in the army, but I still think war is pretty stupid in it itself.
Yeah.
Like the whole concept of it, I think, is a bit silly.
Yeah.
So kind of stuff like that, I guess, sort of political.
Mm.
Because a massive inspiration for me is JPEG Mafia, and he does a lot of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Sick, dude.
And kind of just, I guess, stuff to show that it's a bit more, I can be serious as well. Because I think it's, as an artist, having that contrast, it like, I don't know, it makes the funny, goofy stuff more funny, goofy. But then the contrast on that, it makes the serious stuff seem more serious compared to if you just did serious stuff
100%.
all the time.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
also a hard thing to. It no doubt would come with a lot of challenges as well.
Mm.
And how I could relate it to was, I was having a conversation the other day of, you know, when you have an actor that's always played in like comedic roles,
Mm.
then you see him in
Yeah,
a
the
serious
typecast.
movie, and you just like can't unsee
Yeah.
that sort of. So
Adam
in-
Sandler.
yeah,
if he
in-
does it well, though, like in Uncut Gems, it
Yeah.
can work really well.
Yeah,
yeah.
this is
Some
true.
some
This
guys
is
can
true.
pull it off. I think but would you still, if you were going to do more of a serious thing, would you still like kind of push that out and release it through BallBassJohn, or would you go like a separate thing? What are
I'd
you
still
kind of?
keep it BallBassJohn.
Yeah.
But I think it'd also be funny to do like a serious song, but then the promotion's real goofy with it.
Yeah.
Just
like split it all up and just make it.
Because myself, I'm a bit of a odd individual. So yeah. But yeah. And then I got like a show in Sydney, which I'm pretty hyped up for.
What's this?
This is I'm with these event organisers, and yeah, it's pretty much a BallBassJohn show.
For real?
Yeah.
That's like headline.
Yeah.
That's pretty
I'm
sick.
excited. So I've done like the Wii Sports promo.
That's
I'll
dope.
quickly show.
Yeah, give us.
I haven't finished it yet, but it's getting there. But yeah, and this is coming out pretty good. There we go. Because yes, for the Sydney show.
That is sick.
Yeah, just trying to turn the same thing, but like into like a little promotional.
Yeah, that's sick though. That's
Yeah.
hard. That's
That's
dope.
so cool.
I just feel like, yeah, hopefully it just goes like blows up a little bit, because all the artists will be like those like collaborators in that. So I should be able to push it out a bit and hopefully get some people rocking up.
And I guess it'll be the same sort of sound and vibe to yours. And a question I did have is, what sort of like genre of like rap music is like your sound? Is it like, what sort of would you say if you had to describe it?
I tell my mum it's like alternative ambient rap kind of deal.
Yeah.
But I think the way I like to describe it is like I'm trying to do like the Tame Impala of rap. Sort of, yeah. It's kind of that psychedelic feel.
Yeah.
Like new style trap beats and that.
Yeah. I feel that. That is cool. Because that's what I was thinking. I was like, but I think there's a lot more to your arsenal as well. Like in the sense of you're not just a rapper, but you've got like the videos, everything else that you're doing. It's like a full kind of package that you've got going on, which is cool. I think having like a real multi-dynamic sort of thing to your art it's a good thing, instead of just being just the one thing. You just have so much. And
it helps so much because I have like these ideas in my head and I want to get them out. Especially if you have to outsource for every single edit for different people. People edit differently and whatnot. Because I think that's the thing a lot of artists kind of struggle with, is they have to explain their ideas to like a third party and then they have to make the output.
Yeah.
But I'm very fortunate that I can kind of use my own noggin and get out the idea myself.
Yeah, that's right. And as well as like always having to kind of source externally if you need someone to like film or this, it adds barriers. It's like there's so much now to make music that it is really hard to just do it to yourself. So yeah, you're fortunate, but also like you have the skill as well, which it's taken a long time to kind of hone in, because there's a lot to like making music now, and just as you've shared as well. But if someone wanted to kind of like follow in the same direction that you have with the same sound and vibe you're doing, what sort of advice would you give them, do you think?
Pretty much. Number one, I think everyone says be yourself. Because I know there's a lot of artists who are trying to be Cardi or, trying to be these rappers that are already big. And I've always got the notion in my head, I'm like, if you're trying to be them, why would I want to listen to you when I can listen to them?
Yeah,
you want to be yourself.
Yes.
You want to be yourself and put out your own stuff and what you like. It's nothing wrong with taking inspiration.
Yeah, 100%.
But when you're just trying to be someone else, I don't know, it doesn't feel as genuine.
Definitely, dude. And you're going to be looked at as, oh, he reminds me of this.
Yeah.
I've been listening to this guy. He sounds like this guy. Dude, fuck that. Fuck that. I respect that. That's good advice, bro.
So being yourself, and I guess would another piece of advice be, I don't know, like from what I've heard from you, like don't be scared as well to learn things yourself.
100%. And always stay learning. I think there's a quote somewhere like you die the day you stop learning. So just always And even if you're just starting from scratch, just look up like a 5-minute tutorial a day. And you don't have to make something that you're going to put out from that tutorial. Just do the tutorial, follow along, try and do like a same effect. And eventually it'll get to a point where you do all these effects and you're practicing. And then you'll think back and you're like, oh, that effect will look good here. And because you've already done it once and you can kind of go back, follow along. And it's just, I guess it's all consistency with any type of training for anything. Staying consistent and keeping your mind going. Because, as soon as you stop doing something for a while, it kind of clicks out a bit. Which that's what I struggle with sometimes because I work on a beat and, it'll be good. Then I work on the vocals and the video. It's like I lose the skills as soon as I stop doing one thing.
Yeah.
Because I don't really jump in between. So I work on a beat, but I wouldn't, at that point, I might not have worked on a beat for like a month or two.
Yeah, you're doing the videos and the recording and all that.
Then as soon as I've done the video, as soon as I've done the music and the vocals, and then I get to the video, I'm like, how do I do this again?
Yeah. Because like you got to resharpen that blade sort of thing. Yeah, that's I guess the struggle with doing everything at once as well. I think I face that a lot as well. Like I don't write music much at all.
Yeah.
You can get to a spot where I believe like you've done it long enough and you're kind of in the pocket with it and you can just bring it out when you need to. But you're right, like it's that constant repetition and learning and growing.
And just keeping yourself sharp as well. Like there's been watching a couple J. Cole documentaries recently. Sorry, where he elaborated on that a lot. Like you'll even just more like second guess yourself the less regular you do it. Like especially with like penning a verse is like what he was really elaborating on. It's like when you're like in that pocket of writing every day, every couple days, like you're keeping that sharp. You can start a verse and you're just like able to flow. Whereas like if you haven't written for a week or two, that first line feels so much more crucial to be good. Like you'll be sitting on that first 2 lines for so long because you're like, nah, it doesn't sound right because it's not like hard hitting. Where normally it might take you 4 bars to get to that really hard hitting bar that gets it moving, but you're wigging because you haven't done it as recent enough. Yeah, definitely got to keep that. It would be fucking hard though, man. Like doing 3 months, one project, and then looping back.
Are you working on another one now at the moment?
Yeah, I got a couple on the go now. I got a song I'm doing with Mud.
Yeah,
that'll be out.
Sick.
I'm trying to do like next Friday-ish because it's not going to be as long, but yeah.
Fuck
We'd
yeah.
hope to get that out 'cause
I was keen to hear that.
that was cool because me and him worked on the beat as well.
Yeah, because he produces.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Oh, the crew's coming out. And
Yeah.
is he just going under Mud?
Yeah.
Sick. Fuck yeah.
I thought I'd love to react to your latest track.
The Freaky.
Yeah, did you use like AI and stuff for some of that things? Yeah, because some of them was like, bro, it's bloody hectic.
I love it when AI does the really weird looking stuff. Yeah.
And there was someone else that you collabed with this one. Who did like the Clown Generations? King Con.
Connor.
Yeah.
No, he's a G. Some of the stuff he's been doing is nuts because he's pretty much doing his old AI stuff.
Yeah.
And like, there's so much AI slop that's out there. It's kind of hard, but the stuff he's doing is next level. Like
some of it's kind of like scary as fuck,
Yeah.
bro. Like I can imagine like watching that under the influences of certain things would be fucking full on, bro. Like have you seen this? We watched it before.
Would have, yeah. Yeah, I've seen this, yeah.
yeah.
Like, is that all AI? Is that like?
No, that she actually went to each of those positions and then I cropped her out.
Ah, for real?
Yeah. So that part, as it's zooming through, that was AI up into the building.
Yeah.
So it's all a mix of between actual editing and then AI.
Yeah, true. So that's
So that bit, and then I've edited this bit with me on the building.
Where'd you film this?
Sydney.
Yeah, true. That would have been cool. And someone else filmed it?
Yeah.
Yeah. That would have been all right then, having someone else kind of filming it.
It was nice. And he had the full setup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that something you want to do more of? Get like other people to film you editing and then...
I reckon. That bit there was where it's opening up.
Yeah. That stuff. So that's all AI, these clown things.
Yeah.
What are you like? What is the prompts for that stuff?
I know he's got some wacky ones, but then like with that one where there's like the clowns walking, so that was one shot, and then I've edited another one where the other clown's walking the other way. So then I've cropped them out and then put them on top of each other.
Yeah, okay.
It's 2 different clips.
Yeah, yeah.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, it is a really trippy clip. It's definitely
It's
more...
freaky as hell.
yeah, it matches
No, I'm
the-
just gonna be honest. It's
the
freaky
name,
as
bro.
hell. I like it, but it freaks me out.
What does that say? Oh, was that a Skate 3 clip?
Yeah, so it's...
Dude,
she's
that's
been-
actually something on the Skate 3
Yeah.
shit you've been doing recently.
So she's been, edited into the skate clip, and then I've edited back into the Sydney clip. Yeah.
It's so good.
Oh, you've got your
Yeah,
the
the
Wii
video.
Sports lyrics in here as well.
Yeah.
And that's like the OG YouTube.
Yeah, way back when. And the skate clip.
Is that an actual like that clip on the YouTube thing? Is that filmed by yours truly?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Behind the scenes content.
Wait, we're gonna get only John stuff going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wii Sports too.
Yeah, you can actually see the difference in
Yeah.
the quality of the video, in the sense of where it's filming with you. Some of those shots look really nice. The Diddy message. Yo, did you get it? I'm not reading that out on pod. You can see it on the screen.
Oh, that one there, the opening clip.
This with the trees?
Yeah. So it was pretty much, we were there recording it, and it was in front of the graveyard where this tree was.
Yeah.
And randomly, these 2 golf girls were taking photos at the
Oh,
graveyard.
true.
And we're like, they're walking past, we're like, hey, do you want to be in a video? And they're like, yeah, sure. So they hopped in and like did the rest of the video with us.
Oh, true.
So that was just a random.
Oh, so those 2 there on the left.
Yeah, the ones on the left there, yeah. So they were just randomly there at the same time, and we're just like, yep.
That's like a weird coincidence, isn't it? Who did the face paint stuff? Or was that AI stuff?
That was the Monica.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, she did my face paint, then she did hers as well. 'Cause yeah, no, I'm not that good.
I was gonna say you're doing everything, bro. Was that in Hyde Park in Sydney?
I think
That big, massive park, like
Yeah.
in the middle of the city?
it was. I think Newtown.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know. I'm suck with names.
Oh, the $100 BallBassJohn bill, baby.
It's amazing.
Yeah, that one is a good clip. It's very like stimulating as well.
Yeah.
How long did that take you to edit that one?
That one was a little while. I think like a month or so. It was a massive help having someone else do the filming.
Mm.
Because I think the Wii Sports one took ages because I had to do the filming myself and then put it into like Blender. But that one, yeah, wasn't as long.
That's crazy, bro. The amount of like, yeah, the detail that goes into it, like it's nuts, man. I think, yeah, I'm keen to see where you take it, and I think it'll really grow. I think you'll be able to get a lot of commission work, especially up in Melbourne and stuff,
Yeah.
where people are seeing it and they're like, I don't know anyone that can edit shit like this.
I reckon, yeah, Melbourne's a place where that'll really, really pop.
100%. I'm excited for it. I'm keen for the
When
move.
you're heading out soon,
Yes. So my course starts in May. So hopefully end of April.
and that's you doing engineering, mixed mastering.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. I wonder if it's the same stuff that Lockie did. Do you know Lockie Hamill?
Yeah, I've heard of him.
Yeah, because he's up there. So he did the like mix and mastering. But
Yeah, you did some sound degrees
yeah,
down
true.
here and like production and all that. But no, it was good. Did him well. Fucking definitely gave him a career.
I've seen
like,
his setup in like one of these music videos.
yeah,
He's got like the view and all that.
yeah,
Looks
he's
like
not
that.
there
Yeah.
anymore. That was sick though. That spot
That
was
was
mad,
sick,
bro.
man.
It was right opposite the bloody main train
Yeah,
station. Like it
true.
was.
I'm just going off. We have 116 for the thing, don't we?
Yeah,
We're a 106. So I'm just.
yeah. I knew this.
Oh,
because-
I didn't know you had a timer. I
Yeah,
was
mate.
like,
Yeah.
the cameras
can-
aren't panned, so I'm like, hang on, he
no,
can't
we
see
can.
the time.
I was keeping track of it. I'll cut that bit out. Yeah. So you were saying Next steps, Melbourne, which would be sick. And then I guess you'll be over there, like living there full time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Working on a few projects, working on more serious things. When's the event up in Sydney?
That's end of May. So it's
Yeah,
going
okay.
to be a pretty hectic 2 months.
Yeah, shit.
Yeah.
That's going to be mad.
Yeah, move states, start uni, go Sydney for a show.
That'd be sick, bro. Have you done a show in Sydney before?
Nah,
How much
time.
live stuff have you done, actually?
So I did like when you saw me the other day. I
Yeah.
was walking down the Twisted. That was my 4th show.
Yeah.
I think the longest I've gone so far is 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So I haven't done a long set yet. But
Yeah.
I'm building up to it. I think it's just
Yeah.
good getting the practice in.
Definitely, man. Definitely.
Yeah.
Are you doing like live on your vocals? You're just doing like raw, or are you bringing like and you putting it through all the mixing kind of effects and stuff?
It's a tough one because, it's pretty standard for rappers to use their backing vocals. But I think what I'm going to try and do moving forward is, because the first show I used auto-tune and I didn't like it very much. It sounded a bit too funny. But I'm going to try and treat what the actual vocals on the audio are as kind of backing vocals and then do like a different kind of a bit more growly, more energy voice
Yeah.
for the live mic.
Yeah, I think it'd be hard it's different with your sort of sound compared to ours, hey, because
Yeah, like vocals that have effects on them all the time and translating that.
So I think going forward, I'm just going to treat it like layering. So it's like I'm just pretending there's 2 Johns behind me doing the low voice. And then I'm in there having a bit more growl in there because I like being hyper and energy.
Yeah.
And trying to do those low voices like do 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 do. It doesn't bring as much energy.
Yeah.
So I think it's better just like rah, ba, da, ba, da.
Yeah, really hype it up.
That's
Yeah.
sick. There's 2 Johns behind me. The tryout of John, bro. Holy fuck. That is John Wick shit right there.
Well, I think we're getting pretty much near the end of the app, especially because that camera there only has a minute or something on. We're only running a 2-camera setup. I've been trying to find a bloody 3rd lens. I haven't
Yeah, we did the rounds
always
today.
borrowed Dane's, but we went up to Cash Converters, couldn't find a 3rd lens. Other thing I'm installing, and I just thought of the idea as we were doing it then, I'm going to get like a TV that pops off, like I think there.
Yeah.
So then we can watch live react and I can
We can
connect
do
to
the
my
Rogan
phone.
thing.
Because just like that, it's just like not it. And we did it last episode with Rowan and it just like, I don't know, it was a shit thing for the editor to edit and chop up. I think it'd be way easier if I could just like what do you do? Like air screen or screen share. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Screen share it to a TV. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to rig that up. But the last question
Well,
up.
it'd be like, we could like hang there so that way we can all watch it as a movie. Little drop
Hang there
shot.
or
Like a projector.
I thought it
from
could
here.
be. It would look weird, but having it like somewhere around there or so, I don't know. I'm
I
gonna.
love how we're finishing this podcast with renovation plans.
I'll be like,
Hey,
yeah, I'm
thanks
gonna-
for coming, John. But
You're going to be starting the next podcast. You're going to have your tools on.
Okay. So we finally. The thing is, I get real determined with this shit, and like, I'll probably have this done in like a couple of days because I need that instant thing. I'm like, I have no idea. It has to be done now. But to get back to the topic at hand, I've been asking this question to a few of the guests that have come on, and it's different sort of generic than your generic one where someone's like, what advice would you give to... But if you were watching this podcast back in, let's say, like 20, 30 years' time, what's like one message you want to give to your future self? And like, what are the things that I guess that you wish that you would have done and accomplished?
I haven't thought about much to my future self.
It always stumps people, these questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like with Rowan, I think we ended up cutting out a little bit of it because he was just there like...
I was I hope the like $2 million record deal, you didn't waste all the money straight away. You spent it wisely, invested it wisely. I guess hi John. I hope you're doing well. Wish I could dap you up. I bet you're killing it. I'll see you soon.
Yeah, all right. We're going to end the episode on that one. Hello to future John. Even if YouTube's still a
Best
fucking
podcast
thing, then
ever done.
I don't know if it's still
You're gonna
a
have to
thing.
make it a 2-second clip so John can watch it.
2 second clip. That's how it'll all be formed then. Just like, yeah, all right, John. Next one. Yeah, hey, next one. Next one. Honestly, that's the way that the world is kind of going, bro. No, this definitely won't be the last time that we have you on, bro. I would love to. Yeah, I think you're a really interesting person and what you're doing is sick. I see a mad future for you, man. Like you're doing really well and you got a cool niche. It's different and it's interesting. I don't know, it's just different and it is polished and professional in its own way. I really like that. So yeah, that's episode 11. All John's socials and stuff in description. Go check him out. He's doing some mad shit. If you're in Sydney, late May, go see him live.
Yes, sir.
All right. Cheers and peace.
Bro, that was so
Awesome.
good.
Yeah.
Holy shit.